Thanks, Sophie. Hello and welcome to Midlands Today with me, Rebecca Harper. The headlines tonight. Good evening. After days of warning, Storm Gerrit arrived in the region last night, causing major disruption. Heavy snowfall left thousands without power and forced hundreds of schools to close for the day. It also led to chaos on the roads and cancelled train services. In a moment, while staying in Shropshire, many rural communities found themselves isolated and snowed in. It meant people had to rely on the kindness of strangers to help out. Our correspondent Ben Godfrey has spent the day in Much Wenlock. Well, let's head to Birmingham New Street Station and to our reporter Amy Cole. Well, Shafali has now joined me on the sofa as chef. We've been talking about it all week. Storm Gerrit certainly delivered last night, didn't it?
Oh, it did. In Shropshire, we only managed to record 7 centimetres of snow. Coleshill in Warwickshire, 2 centimetres, and at Leek in Staffordshire, the same. But the pictures tell quite more. But then the professionals use standardised methods for recording snowfall, so they take into consideration.
Chef, I hope those rulers didn't get frozen. We will see you later for the forecast, and don't forget you can keep up to date with the latest weather and transport developments wherever you are in. All right, let's have a look at some of the other day's news. A road's been closed in Wolverhampton and nearby properties evacuated after the collapse of a building. Knife amnesty bins are being installed outside hospitals in Birmingham. It's after weapons were found by health workers in toilets, in hospital grounds, and even just before a patient's MRI scan. Our health correspondent Joanne Riddle has been finding out more. Stay with us here at BBC Midlands Today. We'll have the latest on a busy weekend of FA Cup action coming up. But first, let's have a look at some of the other stories on the BBC News app. A supermarket in Kidsgrove in Staffordshire has been cordoned off by police after an attack on its cash machine. The store was left badly damaged with debris strewn across the car park. Swimming's governing body has apologised for its poor handling of the closure of the Ellesmere Titans Club. It follows a string of safeguarding complaints which led to the suspension of 2 coaches. And did you see a mysterious pink glow above Birmingham as snow fell last night? There was speculation over what it was. Turns out it was LED lights being used at Birmingham City's football ground. To find out more on all of those stories, head over to the BBC News app. Right, on to the sport, and this weekend it is the 3rd round of the FA Cup, and Wolves against Shrewsbury Town is a classic tie, pitting a Premier League side against a League 2 side, with plenty of links between the two. Dan Pallets visited both of them. You can't beat the FA Cup, can you? Dave Edwards will be part of BBC Radio Shropshire's commentary team for that game tomorrow. If you are a Wolves fan, BBC WM is the place to be for the match, and it's all available on BBC Sound. Well, Dan is with me now, and Dan, is the weather posing any problems for any of the rest of the game, the fixtures this weekend?
Well, Paul.
Well, West Bromwich Albion are at Swansea tomorrow, Dan, and it looks like they're close to getting their new head coach.
Yeah,
One thing's for sure, he's not going to be put off by the weather, is he?
I think he'd be very used to the snow if he's ever been there in January. Lots more than we get, and they probably cope with it a bit better as well.
A busy weekend of sport. Thank you very much, Dan. Now, it's hoped a new Hollywood film hotly tipped for Oscar success could bring a big tourism boost to Herefordshire. Hamnet focuses on the family life of England's most famous playwright, William Shakespeare, and is largely filmed in the village of Webley. Kate Justice has more. Right, let's return to the main story of the day, the impact of Storm Gerrit. And whilst it's caused much disruption, for many there was the chance to have some fun, including thousands of children given a snow day off school. Sean Filcher reports. Some impressive and less impressive action on sledges there. Now, I think the warnings have changed from snow to ice, but can we expect something a little calmer for the weekend, please?
A little calmer. 1 out of 2 days is not bad, is it, Becky? Yes.
But if you, Chef, enjoy a slightly calmer weekend. That was the Midlands Today. I will be back at 10:30 with your late update. But for now, we're going to leave you with some of your images from Storm Gerrit. Stay safe this weekend. Goodbye. Thanks, Jane. I'm Rebecca Harper, and you're watching Midlands Today. Good evening. Storm Gerrit has wreaked havoc across the region as heavy snowfall and high winds left homes without power and schools forced to close. It also led to chaos on the roads and cancelled train services, as Ben Sidwell reports. Well, it's been a particularly tough day for many rural communities where residents found themselves isolated and snowed in. But the Blitz spirit was well in evidence, with people more than happy to lend a hand to those in need. Our correspondent Ben Godfrey spent the day in the Shropshire town of Much Wenlock. On to football now, and the snow and freezing conditions didn't stop Port Vale's FA Cup tie going ahead tonight. Well, there are plenty more FA Cup fixtures to come over the weekend. So how is the weather looking for those and for the rest of us? Here's Shafali with the details. Definitely a weekend for wrapping up warm. That is all for now. Midlands Today is, of course, back tomorrow at 5:20 in the evening here on BBC One. But until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe. Bye for now.